Hey, you guys. Today I'm gonna do a little story time about the first time that I got high. While I'm a little high at this moment, I mean, I could do another hit for me to be completely. Should we do one? Let's do one. Okay, you guys. Well, I was with one of my best girlfriends at the moment, and I'm not gonna say her name. I will not. But she was like my best friend at the moment, and she's like, let's go see this festival that's gonna be on, and blah blah blah. I am really freaked out at festivals because I get really anxious, like, by the thought of people that might squish you and like step on you till you die. And you get hurt, and then you get lost, and then your cell phone disappears, and it's like a really bad trip. So I do not recommend for you guys to go to festivals. So she's like, yes, let's go to a festival. I was like, okay, let's do it. And then she's like, and let's smoke weed there. She had gone with like 4 more other friends and her boyfriend. I didn't know anybody but her. And she's like, I brought weed, let's do some weed or whatever. And she hid that weed in her shoe. This is gonna be so good when I look back on this story, that I would remember when I'm old in 100 years. She hid it in her shoe, and then I don't even know why the fuck we smoked it if that blunt had been in her fucking dirty ass shoe. Anyways, she lit it up. It was already like made into a blunt, and we passed it around. Since I didn't know how it was feeling, like how it would feel, it was the first time. I have to hold this fucker up, my cell phone, because the fucking ring lights broke. Like, I have broken like 6 ring lights in this year. 6 or more. Anyway, so we smoked it. It was in Dublin. We smoked it, so I didn't know how I was gonna feel. I was like, it didn't hit me. I was like, I still feel normal. So I gave it like 3 hits. The first time I got high, I gave it 3 hits. Oh my gosh, did it kick in later? She was like, put on your glasses. I'm like, why? Put on your glasses, like your dark glasses, so like the light of the festival doesn't like freak you out. And I'm like, that's why people wear sunglasses when they're high. I mean, it could be that, and the fact that they want to hide their red eyes. One time I went to like family reunion, and there were like gonna be like my aunts and uncles, and I'm like, oh shit, they cannot see me like this. And I did it because I always get more relaxed when I'm high. So since I wanted to be chill with my family members, I was like, yes, let's do it. I have like another aunt that does it with me, but she doesn't live here, so I have to do it all on my own. It's saddening. And so I went inside. I'm like, they cannot see my eyes like this. So I went in with like dark sunglasses, and my aunts were like, why are you wearing those glasses? Like, did you have an operation? Like a surgery, I mean. And I'm like, no. They're like, then why do you have your sunglasses on? And then my mom, she knows sometimes I do that, so she knew that I had smoked. So she saved my ass by saying, oh, it's because she was sick these couple of days, so the light right now, it really affects her, and she doesn't want like bright light. And I was like, in my mind I was like, thank you, mother. And I was like, thank you. I didn't say anything, so I was like, yeah, it's because of that. But I don't think my aunts bought that shit, because so what, I don't think I don't know. I mean, they could not have been thinking, oh, she's high because they would never think that. So whatever, I don't care. The thing is that I don't know why I started saying that story, but the thing is I didn't know I was gonna get that high, so I got really high. And since I got really high, when I get high, take a shot every time I say the word high. When I got high, I felt like people see me and that they know that I'm high. And I told my friend that, and she's like, no. Everybody that gets high thinks that other people are seeing them, and they're not. Like, you just think that. I'm like, shit. And then I freak out because I think, like, there were two men that were watching us, and I was like so paranoid. I always get paranoid, well, I don't know, in some cases. And I get like, oh my gosh, they want to rob me. Like, they're watching me too much. And I told my friend, we need to go. I told my friend, we need to go, like, right now, because those men have been watching us for a long time, and I'm scared, like, they can rob our ass. And my friend's like, you're tripping, like, stop, there's nothing going on. Like, we need to go now. Like, if you're not going, I need to leave, because I'm getting really scared. Like, you don't think about that there are bad people in here. I was like saying, you don't think there's bad people in Mexico? Like, what the hell? Like, we're surrounded by them. So, like, sorry if I get panicked, because my mom always told me, like, I already know them. I'm grown and I see them on the news, but before, she used to be like, oh, like, they can put like stuff in your drinks, or by touching you or whatever, like, they fucking get you drugged, and your friends, they can lose track of you, and they can't find you, like, amongst the whole crowd of people. Like, they would not be able to find you. So that was like really scary to me. So I always had those bad thoughts in my head, and I would be like, if people were seeing me, I get so frightened that they were gonna rob me, or they're gonna put something in my drink, and like, my friends would never find me because they would know where to find me in like, amongst all these people. So yes, what my mother said could be true in this moment. So I was freaking the fuck out. So she saw me, I was freaking out. One of her friends told her, let her get outside so she can take a breather and she can come back in. And I'm like, okay, come with me. I told my friend to come with me. She's like, no, I'm gonna stay here with my friend. Like, let me tell my boyfriend to take you. She offered, let me tell my boyfriend to take you. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I was feeling so bad, just wanted to go. And then her boyfriend, like, we talked, like, we were friends, we were cool, because the three of us always hung out together. My friend, her boyfriend, and me, like, the three of us always. But she used to say that this guy, she thought that he had a crush on me, because he used to tell her, like, oh, your friend, she's like so cute and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, such an asshole of that guy, because how can you tell your girlfriend that about her friend? Like, what the fuck are you saying, you weird ass freak? Like, if you look at my friend that way again, like, it's fucking over. Like, why would you want a man like that in your life? Ew. Anyways, I was like, well, it's not like that for me. I don't even think about him like that, like, at all. I don't even find him attractive, you know, like, ew. And anyways, that was like a little bit of context. So I was cool with him, and he took me outside, and I wanted to sit down on the ground immediately. I was feeling bad. I was like, I need to sit down, and he's like, sit down. And he's like, what do I do? And I'm like, call my best friend. Like, she was like one of my best friends, but the friend that he was gonna call, she was like my best. She's like my top best friend ever. Like, she's number one. Like, in my book, she's my number one friend. And my other friend's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? No, she's like my number one friend. She saved me, you guys. This is story about a girl named Lucky. Now, she saved me. She saved my ass because I was freaking out. I was like, call my friend. And he's like, okay, give me her phone number. And then my friend, this girl, she told me everything that happened that day because I don't remember. So she says she went and picked me up, and she said that there had been a problem. You know what had happened? When this, like, the guy friend, my friend's boyfriend, was helping me out to reach somebody, my friend in the festival was texting me like, what are you guys doing? Hurry up, why are y'all taking so long? Like, what are you doing with him? Like, and I was like, what are you talking about? I'm waiting for my other friend to come get me. She's like, tell my boyfriend to get back here now. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm not having him here on purpose. And she's like, send him to me right now. Like in capitals, all crazy. I was like, what the fuck? And I told him, she's freaking out. And he's like, she's calling me. She's like telling me like to leave, but I can't leave you here by yourself. Like, what if you run away? Or like, I don't know. I was unpredictable. I don't know what was gonna happen. So he's like, I need to stay here with you, and I'm gonna stay here with you because if somebody like sees me and they try to take advantage of my vulnerability at the moment, like, hey, come here, I'll help you. And I'll be like, okay. And they rob my ass now, for real. Sorry for the noise. So he was like so nice of him to stay until my best friend came to get me. Well, the other girl was like crazy thinking we were hooking the fuck up. I found out that later because after my best friend got there and saved me, you know, this is why I'm so surprised by her friendship, and that's why I love it. I treasure her friendship so much, and I love her so much. She told me what she had to go through to get me. It wasn't easy for her, but she didn't care. She could have said, you know what, she's with that bitch, tell that bitch to help you out, she's the one that's there. She didn't have to come all the way from her house and save my ass when I'm supposedly going out with a friend that's in the festival. Why isn't she here? You know what I mean? So she told me that day that I called her and told her that I needed her, that I was going like crazy, I was freaking out, like I didn't know what's going on, and I got high. And she's like, oh my god, like, who's there with you, blah blah. I'm like, it's okay, there's this guy with me, like he's my friend, he's not like a random guy. She's like, I'm coming to get you. And she's like, pass me your friend. And then that's when they were talking, like, to see, like, tell her like where I was at. Well, she told me that this was her travesty. This is what she had to do. She said that day she had like had in a big ass fight with one of her boyfriends at the moment, and I think they had broken up. She was like so depressed and sad and crying. And then when she went to her car, she was driving and she saw she had like no gas, like not even like a little bit, like zero gas. And she checked in her purse and she didn't have fucking money, and no money on her cards either. She was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I need to get to her. She was like worried. So she sent a message to a friend of hers, and she's like, hey, I have my friend in need of help, I need to go get her, but I can't use my car because I don't have gas. Can you please help me and give me this amount for gas, and I'll pay you later? Her friend was so nice and was like, yes girl, here you go. And she transferred her the money to her card. And my friend, that's how she went to the gas station to like get gas so she can get to the festival I was. She said she was driving to like that's everything like she had to do, and she was driving to get there and trying to find me. She couldn't, like she walked around until she found us. So she was going at that moment like through a rough time. She was like really sad for me to bring on more to her plate. Like she was thinking about other things in her mind. So I remember she picked me up, but she was angry. Like she was like angry, like a little bit of me, but more of like my other friend. She's like, how could that bitch left you there? Like, and I told her like what she was telling me, like get my boyfriend here now and stuff, and that his boyfriend told me like she's thinking we're hooking up. And she's like, she's such a bitch, like she is such a shitty friend. I don't want you hanging out with her. Like, you know what you should do, but I'm just saying, like, she's not a good friend. And I was thinking about what she was saying, and I was like, damn, that's like so true. Like a true friend would not do that. And well, she was mad at that, and then she had all her other issues. I was tripping the fuck off, you guys. I was like, please don't take me to my mother, please, like, my mother cannot see me like this. She was like, I'm not gonna take you to your mother, like, and then she did like a turn somewhere. I'm like, okay, this is where you're gonna like take me to my mother, right? And she's like, shut up. She was like, back then the weed really hit me hard, and like I couldn't process that. I was always freaking out. Can you see that? Like, I've been in moments where I'm watching the TV and I'm like chilling, but there are moments when I'm like with people, I get like always freaked out that people want to kill me. Please, you guys, if you have children, don't traumatize them like me, okay? Like they did to me. So I'm kidding, I don't want to get lost. Okay, so she went and got me, and she was like so awesome for her to do that. And then she's like, okay, where do I take you? There, that's the part where I was. And then she's like, okay, let's go to a friend's house, he's having a party, and there you can relax. So we went to a friend's party, and I was trying to relax because my friend was getting like irritated with like my answers and my responses, because she didn't have patience at that moment, because she was like really stressed with the other situation. I mean, right now she's like, I'm sorry that I couldn't be there for you like the correct way that I should, I mean. But I was like going through something really hard. I'm like, no, I get it, like I thank you already. Like, it's enough with the you going to get me when you didn't have money, when you didn't have gas, when you had just broken up with a relationship, and you went for me even though all those things were happening. Like, I appreciate you so much. She's like, I would like do anything for you, like if you need me, I'm there. Like, she's a ride or die bitch, and she's my bitch, and I love her. And we went to this party, there were friends, and she told my friends like she's fucked up, like she got really high and she got like a bad trip on a festival. They were like, oh my god, poor thing, it's shit. And they were like, oh, poor thing. And I'm like, it's okay. He's like, drink water. And I was like, thank you. Because she's like, don't give her alcohol, because if she drinks, she's gonna get worse. So there, my friend was like venting with the other friend. There was a gay friend there, and she was venting to him, and he was like giving her advice, and I was over here just watching the crowds, and already I was freaking out. Like, in my mind, I didn't tell them because I knew I was like on a trip. Like, now that I know that's how I get, I'm like, okay, this is a trip, like it's not too serious. And I would be like just thinking, okay, there are people that are watching me, and then maybe they want to rob me, but I'm okay because I'm with my two good friends and everything's okay. But the thought would be there, you know, like the thought would not leave my mind. And now what happened to the other friend is like she called me crying the next day, saying that she was sorry for leaving me. She said her boyfriend had broken up with her because of how shitty she had behaved in this situation where he was helping me, and that how could she ever think that he would be like screwing me or like hooking up. Like, what kind of boyfriend and what kind of friend does she think that she had? She had told me that she had acted that way because her friend that was in the festival was telling her, I bet she's hooking up with that guy, which I don't know who that bitch was to say those things about me or why she would do that. Maybe she didn't want her to be my friend anymore. I don't know. But she didn't know me to have that bad intention. Bitches are so evil, dude. Like, for real. And I'm like, and that she was like so fired up because of her, and she's like, oh my gosh, they're hooking up or whatever, and that's why she got all crazy. So that's where he told her that he got mad at her, and that's why he was gonna break up with her, because that was like bullshit. Like, he was not gonna tolerate that. And when she told me that, I was like, and what do you want me to do? Like, look how you thought of me, like a fucking slut. Like, I could fuck your boyfriend, I don't give a fuck. And where were you? I didn't tell you to tell your boyfriend to take me out. You were supposed to take me out. I told you to come with me. You told him to come with me. I didn't. So she felt really bad. She said that she had gone to a psychologist because of that, because she felt really shitty about that situation, how she left me like a friend. She left me, and that she wasn't empathetic of how I was feeling that night, that day, and she was just caught in her jealousy. It's because, like, she always had this low self-esteem of herself. Like, she always thought she was like not pretty and stuff like that. So I think she's like low-key envied me. Like, I'm not saying because I'm full of it, I'm just saying because that's how it was. So I think that complemented the whole situation of how she felt about me, and then how her friend was telling her stuff. So we broke up our friendship. I broke up the friendship with her, and when I got a boyfriend at the moment, like, some months passed, like 3 months, and he had really like a strong personality. So I told him what had happened with this girl, because she reached out, and I was like, oh, let me reach out to her. Like, she's saying she's so sorry, like, she wants us to be good. And he's like, you know what, like, don't even answer that text. Like, she's a shitty friend, and she's out of your life because of something. Like, there's a reason. And I'm like, okay, you're right. And I didn't answer nothing, and like, we never talked again. That was like the last time. I remember it was like a Mother's Day, because she sent me a message, and she's like, you're the greatest and most responsible, loving, caring mother I know. Congratulations on your day. You're the best mother ever. And I didn't answer anything because I listened to my boyfriend. And yeah, we never talked again. So that was the story, the whole story of the first time I got high. I want to read all your comments and see what you guys think, and tell me if you would like more story times like this, soft whispered, and while I'm high. Love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye.